The only way Nigerian sport can be developed is to really focus on grassroots sport development and also make sure funding is allowed when it comes to sport. It can be seen as a tool to get people employed and also foster peace in society. That will be the first focus on the story that we'll be looking at today on 360 Sport. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Joining me is Timothy Ayeku. Good to have you, Timothy.
Thank you for having me again.
Good. Now, we look at sport development in Nigeria. This is a particular, we are focusing on this topic because a lot of people see sport as just fun. They see it as something you just go out there, exercise your body and just get sweat it out and go back home. You don't know that sport actually is a very big business, as we always advocate on the program, that sport is business. You look at sport development in Nigeria as a particular sector that both federal, state, local government, corporate bodies, individuals should be really focused on, take it serious, because we should not leave everything for federal government. I think if you look at it, local government also so close to the people in the grassroots, it needs to allow people to understand the fact that yes, you have platform where you can compete. Chairman, local government can use this particular sector to get to their people. State government, corporate bodies. I remember that a particular state that make it sports, they make it a law where any company situated in that state would contribute to an amount of percentage of money just for sport development. Now, if this is done, I'm sure all this issue of funding, maybe they didn't pay the players, they didn't pay the athletes, going for competition. You see at times athletes who practice, and the next thing you hear that, oh, there's no money to go. And it can be very, very painful. Now let's look at this topic, sport development in Nigeria, from your own view.
Sport development in Nigeria is something we all need to look at. It's a collective responsibility of everyone, not just those in the sporting sector. And if you look at it, involving in sport is another way of securing the future, because you are engaging young men, especially at the grassroots, who can also help themselves to become something in life. And you're also taking them off the street to ensure that they don't become, criminals and all of that. Because not all parents have the capability and the ability, the finance to take their children to school. Although we encourage that all sportsmen should go to school. But then sport is a way of, carving a niche, from other aspects of the society. And so far, we are not where we want to be as far as sport development is concerned in Nigeria, especially at the grassroots. We have left it to the responsibility of just a very few individuals. And just like you said, it is the responsibility of both the local, the state, and the federal government. Everyone must ensure.
Individuals.
And individuals. And in short, if I should have my way, there should be a bill should be sent to the National Assembly, to ensure that there's a law that ensures that at least all state governments, all local governments should have, a percentage of what comes in, for sports development at the grassroots. I think that will help us to.
And what if that particular bill can have it that maybe companies too? Yes, corporate bodies, CSR, social responsibility.
Yes, sport is a business and it doesn't just go about playing on the pitch alone. You also have people who need to come and sponsor, and the sport will also help to, sell whatever product or services they are into. If you look at other countries where sports are doing very well, you discover that the private companies have done well to also help the league, and they have also been promoted by this so-called sports. So I think we should all come together to ensure that this thing works. Sport development should be top on the agenda. The election is coming now. I think we should also give attention to sport in terms of campaign.
That's very sure, because
yes,
very
if
soon
you are
politicians
telling us that you want to be president, you want to be governor, you want to be this, you should also tell us what your plans are for sport development.
Aside that, a lot of competition will be coming up now in honor of the aspirants. It's always like that, but the main thing right now is when people get to power, the way they use the way they use sports sector to Unity Cup, that Unity Cup, the other one, this, that, a lot of competitions during elections. I wish and I hope that's how it will be after people get to power. Because at times you see a lot of competitions now that will be coming up Then after the election, do people still go back to those athletes who say, okay, I remember when I was contesting, at least let me give back, let me appreciate what you guys are doing. I'm sure it's only a few that does that. But really, we need to see sport as a tool, aside to foster unity, to foster peace, is a tool to get people employed. Now, let me tell you this. You notice that a lot of people don't understand, oh, maybe just to watch a game or a sport, oh, basketball, handball, tech ball, football, athletics, and all the other sports. But people don't really know that there are so many people that work underground. Number one, sports facility management. There are managers that are there to manage the stadium. Yes. They are employed. We have sports psychologists, sports, a lot of jobs that can be, in fact, interpreters. Those people that study linguistics, they can work in sports sector. I've never seen whatever you study. If you like, study whatever language, whatever course you study, if you look at it very well, critically, you see that that course, one way or the other, can be used in sport. Oh, you study civil engineering, you study architecture. Okay, what about the stadium they build? Who are the people that are employed to do that? It's not just the sector. Okay, you study language. You can interpret for clubs or for coaches that are employed that doesn't understand the language of that particular area. Okay, oh, I'm a psychologist. We have them in teams that study players that, why is this player not happy? Why is this athlete not performing? What can we do to get him or her back to our track or to his track? And also, you have whatever course you study. Oh, I studied project management. Do you know that it's not only about building? You can actually take a particular athlete and turn that particular athlete to your project and manage him or her. So you see that is a very huge sector that people need to understand the fact that, oh, this sport that we so much underrate, in fact, this sector alone supposed to be the biggest, one of the biggest in Nigeria.
See, in 2018, I discovered that outside IT, football alone is the biggest outside IT.
Yes.
I did a job, with a foreign country as a stadium scout, and I observed that for one game in the EPL, just one game, you have more than 500 people that earn or benefit a minimum of 35 euros from that game. About 500 people benefit a minimum. A lot of jobs that you don't know.
Yes.
Do you know this live score?
Look at statisticians. All the records.
This live score you see, there are people who are
that's their job.
Just to
get records.
To get records of how many fouls, how many yellow cards, and you have how many companies. There are a number of companies that are involved in that aspect of the game.
Okay, so, look at beaming live all those events. There are behind the scene. You have cameramen. The guys that are really good at shooting, they will be there to showcase it to the world. You are watching FIFA World Cup, you are watching Olympics. Someone somewhere is beaming it live.
Will definitely benefit.
And they are actually working in
sports. And you
have
been able to put food on the table for that person. You see, we need to take sports seriously in this country. I'm telling you, we should look away from oil. Yes, oil is giving the money, but sports can also. And you have football who is in the center of other sports, because of course it's the biggest sport in Nigeria, the most popular sport as far as the world is even concerned. But you can look at other sports like volleyball, and we have sports that are not even known in the country. Now tech ball is coming in, and we have other things like judo, karate,
five sports,
and all of that. So the government, individuals, private individuals need to start looking at these things and see how we can tap into whatever thing that is there to benefit.
We just have hope that Nigerian government and all individuals can see sport as a very viable tool. It's a sector that really needs to be harnessed. It's not just to be seen as after everything. That's when we go to sport. It still baffles me when you look at the way people see Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport. It's as if, it should just be one of those. If you look at either states or federal, people tend to look at it in a very kind of, they just underrate it. And it's not supposed to be so. Okay, look at it. Youth and sport development intertwine. You need them. They are in the society. They are the most vibrant. And you can only use that sport to hold them, right? And while you are holding the youth, you are actually taking away social vices. When they gather to watch those sports that they love, that moment, believe you me, nobody will go out to go and foment trouble. Nobody will go and say, I want to, at least for that moment, the whole country, the whole state or local government, they are happy. That particular hamlet or village or town or city, they are happy for that moment. And if it's national game, everybody actually coming together as a country because sport unifies all. So we should begin to see sport as a tool that we should take very serious, not just as one of the lowest or underrated ministry or sinners. Let's just give them so that it's not supposed to be so.
You know, I said it before that sports helps to secure the future. As a country, we need to start looking at what will be or what is in the coming years. And sport is one of those things that we must really take seriously. A child who is groomed in table tennis, in lawn tennis, in football, in basketball at the age of 5 can go on to become, the best in the world in 10 years, 15 years to come. And that means he's going to draw attention to the country. You have people coming into the country to see what is happening here. And that generates revenue because when they come, they stay in an hotel, they eat somewhere, and all of that. That contributes to the economy. And before you know, sponsors start coming in. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So this sector, we are talking about sports, has to do with youths who also holds the majority in terms of population of the country. I see the sport ministry as even not doing enough. Truly, they are not doing enough because if they are to take up all the responsibility that are involved in terms of sport, I think they will be overwhelmed because there are a lot that have not been tapped into, a lot, and we can't keep counting. When we keep counting them, we will not live here today. So the first thing first, there should be a sensitization by we, the media. Of course, the media should be able to tell the world that, okay, this is what sports can do. And then there should be a law that stipulates, what should be for sports development, especially at the grassroots, because that is where it starts from. And that's where you get the real talent from. I call it real because they are just raw and yet to be developed. You understand? So if the grassroots is taken seriously, it will help us to also go to Olympics in the coming years and be able to win more gold medals. It will help us to go to other competitions, World Cup, and also win. Because why? We've been able to start from scratch. A coach will always say, football or sport is like school. You cannot jump from primary school and then you say you are going to the university. No, you must go through the process and it starts from the grassroots.
We just hope that things to be done right in Nigeria concerning sport. Taking sport so seriously as a very viable sector that can change so many things. Looking at our focus on this, talking about sport development in Nigeria, we really need to focus on it. It can take a lot of things away by being correcting social vices and also adding employment opportunities to the youth in the society. A lot of things that can be achieved, both individually, collectively, state, local government, federal, corporate bodies. They need to also contribute to make sure this particular sector becomes a huge sector that we can all tap into and make the economy of Nigeria also very viable. Well, we move away from that story. Let's move straight to talk about some matches that will be coming up today. Let's start from the NNL. Nigeria National League. A match will be coming up between FWC champions. They'll be playing against El Kanemi Warriors. That will be a game that a lot of people want to see. What will happen? Will FWC show that really they are champions against El Kanemi, who are warriors? Who wins this game?
You can't tell going by the name.
Warriors champions.
Warriors champions, because it tells you the two of them wants to win the game. But it's going to be a very big one because it's the first time FWC Champions FC will be meeting a big side in a league setting, because they've played 2 games and they've played against CTFC and EFCCFC. This is the first time they're going to meet in a big side, although they've met bigger sides, in friendly games and all of that. But they are waiting for their first win of the season. The first match ended in a defeat, the second match in a draw. So I think they will be looking out to win this one, and knowing that they're at home, it's going to be played at the old parade ground. I'm thinking that everything is being put together to ensure that they secure a win a convincing win
against El Academy. So now it means the Warriors versus the champions. You are stylishly supporting the champions.
Well, going by their record, they've played against Eyimba in a friendly game. It ended in a 2-1 defeat also. They played against Niger Tornadoes, ended 1-1. They played against Gombe, ended in a draw also. So I think they've been able to show in the past that they can stand up against big sides. So let's give it to them, and let's hope that they will make Abuja proud.
Let's see what is going to happen between FWC champions of Abuja versus El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri. That will be a cracker there. Talking about the Nigerian National League that will be coming up as we speak right now. That match is ongoing. Now, let's move away from NNL. Let's talk about the EPL. The match will also be coming up. Let's look at EPL there, where Tottenham Hotspur versus Everton. Big one, big match between the two teams. Can Lampard rescue Everton from the hands of Antonio Conte tonight?
The two coaches are doing a very, very good job. Tottenham, the target is to also make it to the top 4. But Everton are also doing very, very well. They have a new coach who's also trying to prove a point that, yes, I'm no longer with Chelsea, but I can also do it with Everton. And looking at the recruitment they've made so far, but it's going to be a very close one between the two sides. I can't really tell who's going to win that match.
And looking at the fact that Conte was like, it seems something is wrong with Tottenham Hotspur because it's not the issue of coach now, or coaches have played or coached that team. He now discovered that it's not the issue of coach. Since he came, he has done everything possible to make the team win, but it's as if the problem is not about them, the coaches. I love the fact that he was able to realize that. A lot of people have been blaming Mourinho, his finish, his that, and all that. So at least that clears it.
Yeah, he's been sincere with himself, although that doesn't mean he cannot
falter.
Make the team be where it's supposed to be, because they've been gunning for the Premier League.
But if you notice, even when Pochettino was there, they've been so inconsistently consistent at the mid-table.
Yes.
That's why I use that word. Inconsistently consistent, because you feel like, this team should be a big team. But they make a lot of money, they have stars, they do everything, they play you, they make you so happy. As you are going along with the happiness, then they cut it short and go back to where you'll be like, what's wrong with this team?
When you talk about the stars, you can only point out 2, 3, 4 players that you call stars. Most of them are average players in the team. You cannot compare them with a team like Chelsea.
No, look at it this way. Look at it this way. Tottenham Hotspur, when you look at that team, when you talk about the top 4, the top 5, when it comes to about money, they are always among.
Yes.
When you talk about big name club, when you mention Chelsea, Man U, Man City, Arsenal, your mind will move straight to Tottenham Hotspur. That's what I'm saying. And then you'll be wondering why all these years they have not been able to beat and win that trophy that they so much covet.
When you were counting, you could recall that you also counted other teams before them.
That's what I'm saying, that
for Arsenal,
at least by now, Leicester City came and they were able to do it once, and even though once they did it.
Yes, Leicester City did it once, and they are no longer there.
But they did it. Tottenham should be able to do so.
Tottenham also finished second or third.
Look at what you say. They also finished second. Let them win the trophy. That's what I'm saying.
It's not going to be easy for
them. Let them win. Leicester, nobody gave them the chance when they came.
Truly.
But they were able to. They ran away with it. They ran to the end. But Tottenham Hotspur, I can mention how many years, seasons they will start so well. They will be topping the table. Before you close your eyes and blink, they will be dropping second, third. That by the time you check at the end of the season, you'll be wondering what happened to this team.
Maybe Conte should come out and tell us what he has seen. He's just complaining. Let him tell us exactly what he has seen about the team that is not making them to be where they are. I think that will help us to be able to analyze better and also provide a solution.
A big match today between Tottenham Hotspur and Everton. Let's see who will win between Lampard and Conte. Let's go to La Liga. A fixture will be coming up also in Spanish La Liga, where Levante play away to Atletico Bilbao. That match will be a match that you want to win. Who will win this game? Bilbao, Levante. Where do you stand, Timothy?
I don't have a stand for this game because I've not been following the two teams actually.
Okay, I like your sincerity. Well, Atletico Bilbao versus Levante, a match to watch there. Who wins that match tonight? Let's see who wins there. Now, let's quickly run through some transfer stories trending where Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Tottenham Hotspur, they want a player of Juventus. His name is Paulo Dybala. Dybala is from Argentina, a very good striker, and now is generating interest from 4 good clubs: Tottenham, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, and not forgetting Barcelona are all gunning for this Argentine.
Barcelona already have Aubameyang from Arsenal, so I don't think their push will be
too much. What if they want to add more spark?
Of course they can, and the player has proven that he can play in any of the top clubs in the world. So it's a good fight for all the teams, and it's going to be a good buy for any team. Well,
for Inter Milan, that would be a good one. But just that from Juve to Inter, it could be they want to come and wreck Juventus.
Both teams have been having players move, from one team to another, and so it's not going to be a new thing between the two sides, although they are rivals and all of that. But if he feels he will be comfortable in the other team, why not?
Good one there. Now, still talking about some transfer stories. A man from Uruguay, his name is Luis Suarez, who formerly played for Barcelona, right now playing with Atletico Madrid. Is getting so interesting to clubs like Inter Milan, Ajax, Sevilla. They are keen on getting this Uruguayan to join them. A very good striker. I remember when he was in Liverpool, he did so well. Barcelona snapped him up from Barcelona to Atletico. Now, Inter Milan, Ajax, Sevilla are going for Luis Suarez. Very good poacher.
I would advise him to try the Italian Serie A because he has had a taste of the Premier League. He has had a taste of so let him have a taste of the
and probably go to Inter, right?
Inter Milan, yeah.
At least if he's in Inter Milan to join the likes of what's his name now, Dzeko. Let's see what they can do concerning that team.
Can do, yes.
Well, our last one on this draw, talking about the 360 Sport for this hour. Let's look at this story coming from Aston Villa. Aston Villa keeping tabs on PSG, Jorginho Wijnaldum, a very good player who right now plays for PSG. But Aston Villa are looking at, okay, we can't get him if he can't join us. But I look at, we will not want to go to Aston Villa.
When he left England to PSG,
from Liverpool,
after some months, we heard in the news that he said he's not happy. We don't know his reasons, but
he wants to go back to EPL.
Maybe he wants to go back to the EPL. And if Aston Villa are ready to give him the chance and give him the money he deserves or he requests for, why not? You
could be right, though, because I remember when, what's his name, Coutinho wanted to leave Barcelona. At least the playing time now he's having is helping him. Yes. You see him playing so well, he's happy. Goals are coming.
To some of the players, it's not about the money, but they just want to be on the pitch and show what they can do.
If Coutinho, a player of that caliber, could be on the bench because he couldn't click in Barcelona and now in Aston Villa, he seems to be getting his groove back, and little by little, who knows, maybe one big club will come for him again. So the same thing can happen to Wijnaldum.
Yes, of course, although what you also consider that he doesn't have age on his side, and so we don't know how many years he will be able to play with Aston Villa if he eventually joins the team. But let's wish him the best. It will help to also increase the level of competition in the EPL, talking about smaller teams having to challenge the bigger sides.
Hopefully, well, that could actually happen to some player that wants to move. We've looked at our focus sport development in Nigeria, and not forgetting matches that will be coming up today. That's it on 360 Sport. It's been a wonderful time with you. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Joining me is Timothy Ayeku. Thank you, Timothy.
It's my pleasure.
Well, thanks for watching.